everyone! Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Remarkable Spirit, Memories of a Medium. My name is Gabrielle Gardner, and I am a medium. This means that I see, feel, and hear the souls of those who are no longer residing in a physical body. They're in the non-physical. Or in more traditional terms, they have died. Death, as I have come to know it, most definitely is not the end. It is simply the turning of a page after completing a chapter. Today will be a bit different in that instead of sharing a remarkable story of Spirit, I'm going to be sharing some of the remarkable truths and some of the things that Spirit has shown me about what we're doing while we are here in this life, in this reality, about some of the big things that we feel, about some of the big things that we see. They have shown me some of the most unimaginable, beautiful things, some of the craziest things, some of the scariest things, but all of it falls under this big umbrella of spirit. Of spirit, of our lives, of us being humans, about our human emotions, about life, about death, about joy, happiness, peace, hope, all of the hundreds and hundreds of things that we feel while we are here in a physical body. Many of us look to larger institutions to help us understand the nature of reality, what's going on here, why we're here, who we are, what we are. Some of those institutions that we look to, science for sure, and religion and spirituality. And think about it. What are those three bigger schools of thought doing? They're all trying to accomplish the same goal. They're trying to help us understand our relationship to everything else, our relationship to everything that has ever existed. They're all going about it in their own way, but they're all trying to accomplish this goal. Where we came from, how we got here, why we're here, what we're supposed to be doing while we're here, where we go after here, all those big questions are something that science and spirituality and religion are trying to answer. And I think it was Carl Sagan who said that if you think of any of these three, science, spirituality, religion, as mutually exclusive, you're doing a disservice to all three, which is true. They're overlapping, they're coexisting, they all have partial truths, they all have partial missteps, and it is our job, your job, to find your own truths, to find out why you are here when viewing through your personal lens. Because it is important to remember that while we are part of the oneness, we are having an individualized experience. And what works for one most definitely will not work for all. When trying to understand that which cannot fully be understood in a single lifetime, it is best that you use your own personal experiences with your intuition and with your guides and with spirit to help you along that path. This journey of spirituality, this journey of existence, this journey of life. Use your resources of spirit and your innate knowledge to find your truths. And know that we will never know the answers to questions that start with why. Why are we here? Why am I here? Why does it look this way? Why do I feel this way? Those questions are too limiting. You have to broaden your scope. Ask questions like, what am I supposed to see here? What is this doing for me? What am I supposed to be doing? What if the next moment is better than this moment? What if I have a better thought? What if I can feel different tomorrow? Those are better questions that can and will be answered when you have an authentic connection to spirit. And remember that we are all viewing life through a lens that was created by us and by something that is much, much bigger than us. And all of this was, whatever you want to call it, designed to help us understand new things in each lifetime so that we can continue to grow as a soul. Remember that this reality in this lens is important. You are meant to be feeling what you are feeling. You are meant to see what you see. There is no accident if you think of things in terms of existing for eternities. And this seems evidently clear at this point. And to think that this is all finite, that at the moment of death, this all stops, we just cease to exist, at this point, that's ignorance. There's so much evidence showing us otherwise, showing us that that just isn't true. Even cold, hard science shows us that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, which that's amazing. That tells us that no matter what your beliefs, I don't care if you're atheist, I don't care if you're religious, you are eternal. Parts of you are eternal because your energy cannot be destroyed. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. We are constantly in motion. Everything around us is in motion. We are always moving. We move in all different directions, everywhere, all at once. So whether you like it or not, you are eternal, you are progressing, you are growing, you are shifting, you are changing, you are transmuting, you are a beautiful creation of some force that is a lot bigger than us. And remember that death is not the end. As a medium, I don't know a lot about science, I don't know a lot about most of these schools of thought, but what I can tell you through my experiences with spirit is that death is not the end, and our loved ones continue to support us, even in the non-physical. Parts of us are in existence here, parts of us are in existence there, parts of us are everywhere, parts of us aren't anywhere at all. It's too limiting to try to put our existence on a time scale, on a space scale, on a size scale. None of that's going to work when you start putting things in terms of spirit. And remember that part of us is becoming something old, part of us is becoming something new, and part of us is existing eternally, forever, here and now. Which is beautiful. That's extraordinary. Life after death is a truth that I now know, and the incredible energy of remarkable spirit is all around us all the time. And what I can tell you again, based only on my experiences, so take that as you will, is that our loved ones continue to be with us, supporting us and watching us and guiding us, loving us, not all the time, because they have their own things to do too, but they continue to be present in our lives, even when we are separated by the barrier of a physical vessel and death. They also do what they can to try to help us heal in our grief. Grief, as I see it, is the most painful thing that we can experience while in the physical. Which is funny because it's not even a physical pain. But anyone who has experienced the loss of a loved one knows this pain. It cuts straight to the core of who and what we are, and we have to spend much of our life figuring out how to live with grief. But if you can remember that grief is an energy like all other emotions, like all other things, know that your grief can and will transform into something new. You just have to allow it to do that. But know that this separation is temporary, our souls are everlasting, and we will be reunited with our loved ones again. One way that we can connect to our loved ones in spirit is to share our memories of them and honor them by continuing to talk about them. They love this, and it feels good to us too. It helps our heart pain and grief to talk about those that we love. This isn't a religious thing, this isn't a spiritual thing, this isn't a science thing, this is a love thing. We are the living legacy of those who came before us and those who loved us deeply. And so continue to love those who have passed. Continue to honor them, continue to talk about them. It is a wonderful way to get connected to them. So on that note, I would like to show you a few minutes from an event that I hosted specifically for this purpose, for honoring our loved ones in spirit. We did this in a group setting, which is great to feel that collective energy, but you can easily do this on your own too. It doesn't need to be anything formal, it doesn't need to be official. You can just share it with one of your loved ones, or you can write it out, you can just say it to an empty room. Whatever feels right for you, keep sharing memories of your loved ones, because that is how you will keep that connection alive. And while we'll never truly know the answers to some of the biggest questions we have about life, something that always feels true is that it is right to honor our loved ones in spirit.
So, welcome. This is an honoring and remembrance ceremony for our loved ones in spirit. And as I said, I got the push to do this from spirit, and I just knew that we had to do it, and whoever was going to be here was who was meant to be here. It's important for all of us to remember, too, that everything we do here today is orchestrated by spirit, by the guides, by the angels, and by our loved ones. For many of us who have been lucky enough to have experienced deep, loving connections, I need to let you guys know that those people are still with us. Right. So that boundary between us and them is very small. I know that it feels like they are very far away. They are not. They're right here with us. It is two different places. We are not in the same place. We are here and they are there, but we are always connected to each other in the one. One of the things that can get in the way of us remembering that is our grief, right? Grief has this way of getting really, really big in our lives. It can get stuck. It clogs up the outlet of our emotions. And so the other part of what we are going to do today is to hopefully bring a bit of that up to the surface in a way that feels celebratory and in a way that we can honor ourselves and our emotions so that we can move it. So we don't ever get over our grief, we don't get through it, it transforms, it changes, it becomes something new. And so that's what we're trying to do today, is bring some fresh new energy to those connections of those we've lost and those are in the spirit. I don't like the words that we have lost. It's funny that I just used that, so that's probably coming from somebody else. We have not lost them, they're very, very close. In the meantime, while we are separated temporarily between this physical boundary and the spirit realm, it is important for us to remember that we are not here to simply just survive without our loved ones, right? Grief has this way of tricking us into thinking we just need to survive, we just have to get by without them. It's not true at all. We need to continue living full lives to the best of our ability, and that's what spirit wants. So our loved ones want us to live those full lives. If you can't do that all the time and every day, it's totally fine. I can't either, right? Nobody can. But as much as possible to remind ourselves that we're supposed to encourage our own minds and our own hearts to let in more of that love. As we create this place right here between all of us and by all of us, we're all going to take part in this process. A great way to get it started of connecting to our loved ones more deeply is to share our memories of them. So as we share our memories of them, they hear that, they come in with their love, and it's a great way for our energy to start matching their energy. It's also a great way to get these grids started. So as you're sharing your memories, I want you to visualize your loved ones right here in the room with us. I want you to imagine them sitting here next to you, listening to you, talking about it, because they love that. And as we go through this process, so I'm going to tell you real quick what this is. I just realized I didn't tell you what this is. So this is a spirit grid. That is, all of my guides have told me that it is. I'm most definitely not the only person who does this. Many, many, many people do this. It is similar to just a place where we can come to meditate. It's a place to offer honor. It's a place to pour our love into, to connect to our loved ones. On a spiritual plane, what this is it's a place where our loved ones in spirit can step into the earth plane while remaining at the high resonance and frequency of the place of light and oneness. So while they are here, they're still very much there. This is more like a phone call, right? That's how I think about her video chat, because sometimes we see them too. And then the way that this is made is by one of my guides, whose name is Lokai. And Lokai is beautifully and wonderfully, deeply, intensely connected to the energies of the earth. And so what he does is he creates this energetic, harmonious, balanced energy in the earth that then is used by our guides. So all of our guides here to connect to our loved ones. So that's what this is. I want to make it clear that this is nothing like a seance. We're not calling on anything. We're simply creating this place of peace where our souls can connect to the souls of our loved ones and can celebrate our lives together right here. Let's all take a deep breath as we get started. Let's do one more, and as we breathe in, let's visualize this whole room being filled with a bright, white, warm light. Okay? Good. So I am now going to fill this portion of the grid, which is called the honoring pool. The honoring pool, I'm going to take it off here so I was The honoring pool is equally important for us and for our loved ones in spirit. So a lot of what we do in the spirit grids is symbolic. And what this symbolizes is the heavenly place. Okay, so the heavenly place of, that's a lot for one quote. 2 times, we're gonna have to stand up. So you're gonna share your memory, and then you're gonna come up here and place your photo on the table around the base of the honoring pool. And then you're going to bring your flowers with you too. And take 1 petal from each flower, and you're gonna place 1 petal in this small pool, and then the rest of the flower in here. And then sit back down, we're gonna get through the memories that way. After the memories are gonna be shared, one by one, we're gonna get up and light our tea lights using this candle and place them in a circle around the wreath of photos, okay? And the candles are gonna symbolize our love with our loved ones. The 1-year anniversary of my great Aunt Marie's passing was just on May 13th. So it's just been a year just now, and my Uncle Stan has only been going for about 7 months, 6 or 7 months. And they were incredible. They are, they are who influenced me to be a part of church. I'm going to take a petal, place it here.
My parents, because they made me what I am. There was 8 of us in the family, 4 before World War II, and 4 afterwards. And during the time Dad was often fighting in Italy, Mom took care of us. And then he came back, and he didn't talk about what he'd been through. But he had wounded. That was a better half of me. And as I go out and talk to other people, they've had 2 or 3 marriages and this and that. I had the perfect one to start with. 58 and a half years. That wasn't enough. But she was everything anybody could ever want in a wife. But yeah, this was for long.
I didn't realize I could feel the elevation of this stable actually rising. I mean, elevating spirits. As I didn't know I had that much grief. It's the first process that I should have gone through experiencing grief. coming on to be. Someone's grief. My grief. Yeah, it was like even though I had so much held in there, black it came on. Because our feels a little bit brighter and freer. And it was very time. I'm so grateful. I love what spirit and all the who you are for this moment right here.
So I have well, let's make that known. This is beautiful, guys. I don't know if I can look at this and talk because it's so beautiful. I think that this is beautiful, just like the souls of all of our loved ones are beautiful. The love that we shared with them is beautiful. And that's never going to stop. It's never going to go away. We continue to be the living legacy of those who came before us. And we get to honor them in these ways. And we get to do it every day with how we walk through this life until we are again in the place that comes after this place. So Spirit showed me that there was one more step here to finish the grid. And so we're going to see how this works because we got a beautiful full honoring pool. But so, as I said, this is representing the heavenly place that comes next, right? These are all of the souls of our loved ones up there, over there, around here, wherever that is. It's very close to here. So this is the limited earthly plane. And each of these petals is us, right? Pieces of us that were created by pieces of them. And so I think that Spirit is wanting us to see that part of us is always with them and part of them is always with us, and that is always mixing. And I'm going to try to do this, and so what they showed is that we're going to set this here, that we're combined. And it's kind of weird. So we can see it this way, because this is just how it is, right? So we are here in this earth plane, and we're always surrounded by all of those in spirit. We're always surrounded by the spirit realm. We're surrounded by everyone that has made us who we are, right? We are who we are because of all of their love that they poured into us. So what will happen in time is that our bodies in the earth plane fades away, and our energy mixes, right, with everyone, and we are reunited again. And so we get to be back with them. And Spirit says that the grid is complete.
Remember that you can do something like this too. You can always honor your loved ones in whatever way feels right to you. Just feel it out. There's no right or wrong way to go about connecting to Spirit. Maybe it's a thank you letter, or sitting on their favorite bench with their favorite coffee, or watching a sunset or a sunrise and visualizing them sitting next to you. Maybe it's lighting a candle for them every Saturday night, or planting flowers on their birthday. Whatever feels right to you, and honoring your loved ones is exactly what you are meant to do. As long as it's always done with love and it doesn't bring harm to any other soul, you can't go wrong. Grief is messy and complicated, but remember that grief is just an energy. It's a painful energy, and it is very real, but you can allow it to shift and transform and become something new with time, in your own way and in your own time. There's no pace, there's no schedule, there's no calendar to grief. You have to do it in your own way, and that is the right way to grieve. There's no wrong way to grieve, but the right way is at your own pace. Allow the remarkable healing energy of spirit to help move your grief, and allow the love of your loved ones to enter into your heart. This is how we can move through grief, and this is how we can connect to spirit. As always, I am humbled and I am honored to be able to do this work with spirit, and I'm eternally grateful to the angels and the guides and the source from which we all came. Spirit is amazing. My name is Gabrielle Gardner, and this has been another episode of Remarkable Spirit. Please join us again next time to hear more ways about how spirit is in all of our lives.